Rick Bashir here with Blue Shield Tactical Systems. Today we'll be talking about the mount position and being able to control that. There's several different ways to control that mount. This is where you've landed on top of a suspect and you want to be able to control him on the ground either until backup arrives. Of course, not an ideal place to be. I don't want to be by myself and be on the ground with a suspect. A lot has gone wrong in that transition there if that's happening. If we're with our partner, this allows us to be able to be mounted over the top of him, especially if he landed on his back. And you know, you'll notice this recently came out in a Las Vegas police officer video where suspect ran, he grabbed him from behind, they went down, he was able to mount the suspect, and he was able to actually, he did a great job, was able to get control of him, which was fantastic. So we're going to talk about that position a little bit and the different variations of it. So if you can, just turn your head here, let's face this way. So guys, I've landed in this mount position. So let's scoot back a little bit. Good. I want to stay down low because as soon as I land here, most people are going to want to shove. They do this big shove and they shove you off of them. So I want to make sure that I control him from this position at the same time. And yeah, I could set up and I can strike. And you'll notice in that video, that's one of the things he did, is he kind of set up on him, scooted up high and was able to get some strikes in, which was great. But I want to be able to control him as well. So I'm going to come down low and I'm going to get what we call a cross face. Notice my shoulder is going to turn his head to the side. I reach here with this hand and I go under his shoulder as I turn his head to the side. Some like to be able to get their hooks in here and drive their legs under to like a grapevine to get these hooks. And you know, and that works. It's a great position to be in. I want to take and drive my shoulder, keep my hand out wide, and now I'm able to control. Now, yes, some of the problems that we have to worry about in that position is maybe him trying to access weapons on our belt. That's quite possible. He reaches down with his other hand and tries to do that. I want to be able to transition if that's occurring. So if he's, especially if he's grabbing over here on this side like he is right now, this is my gun side. So I want to be able to shut this down immediately. So if he does that, I'm reaching back and I'm pinning, I'm pushing it away, or I'm coming in and I'm walking it up. So again, we're here. I come down, I get close, I get my hooks in. He reaches down, he's grabbing, I pull it off, walk it up, and now I'm able to go into this type of vascular neck restraint position that you noticed at one point that officer ended up in. If you've seen the video, of course you can check it out on our website. So again, we're here. I'm going to get this what's called a cross face. Guys, I want his head turning this direction. So I'm going to reach in deep with my hand, grab like right here in his armpit. And now I'm turning his head. And it's uncomfortable. I'm being nice to my partner here. But it's very uncomfortable because I would be driving as much force as I could. And I'm keeping my hips low to the ground. Like I said, you can get your hooks in. There's a lot of times I don't. I come up a little high here and I try to ride up high on this person. This allows him, he moves his hips, but at the same time, he's not able to get a bunch of movement out of it because I'm so high up on his body. I'm not back here where his hips are. So I transition back and forth from the hooks in to high. The hooks in, depending on what he's doing, depending on how he's moving. And that's why it does take some time to be able to learn this mount position. But the cross face is one of the keys to maintaining mount. Again, I'm here, I've cross faced, I grab and I turn. I keep my head down to the ground. Again, if he starts trying to access something, I can pull this off, walk it up, and go from there. The other option is I can come in and I can strike to his head. I can come up and I can elbow, boom, here, and I can still keep him down. I don't want to end up in this type of position by myself. Ideally, I'd have a partner with me. he would be controlling the lower part of the body. I would be controlling the top. And then we would be here, he would be on the legs, I would be mounted, and we would maintain control. If he's pushing up, push up, notice I'm going to keep my weight down, and I'm still going to keep his head. So if he's trying to shove, it makes it difficult for him to do so. It makes it hard for him because I'm connected to his body, and I'm keeping my weight down. Lots of variation to this position, guys. Like I said, the hooks, so let's turn so they can see the hook. So I'm here. Notice I hook in to his legs. This is a good position to be in, but at the same time, it can be difficult because what happens is they start kicking around, they straighten their legs, and they do all these kind of things because they're fighting with you. And so you may have to scoot up high. I may get here, tuck my feet up and under his butt, and now I get my feet here. So now it makes it difficult for him to move as well. And notice I still stay head down to the ground, pinning it down. My goal there is control. That's the goal. Control him so he can't move. So he's mounted. He's in the crawl space, guys. Now notice, he's going to drive my head. So he really drives it and he keeps his head down low. This even makes it difficult for me to talk. Notice his feet tucked in, right at the hips. So now as I'm pushing, this makes it difficult for me to get out. Yes, if I start trying to reach, he can go there and clear it. Okay? And stay mounted. It's a bad position for me. He has to recognize, though, if we get into this type of fight where I'm trying to grab weapons on his belt, sure, he has to recognize that position and be able to clear it. Worst comes to worst, he would separate, or strike, which would be fantastic. Okay? Guys, like I said, this is not it's not a, one-size-fits-all type of position. It can be very difficult, and it takes time to really learn that position and to learn all the ins and outs of it. And it's something that you would spend a lot of time on in class because there's so many different variations of it, and not everyone's built the same, and or had the same strength. I've had it before where I've been in a mount position and they're so strong they just pick you up and move you off. So you have to be aware of all those positions. That's why a lot of times I would say it's better to switch to a side control, which we've talked about before, than maintain a mount a lot of times for beginners. So hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight to it, and go to our website at blueshieldtactical.com, check out our upcoming training dates, and of course be safe out there.